Hello and welcome to the Nexus. Today we're going to do issue 4 of our Dalek build. Let's get going.
Exterminate!
Okay, so in this issue we're going to need everything that we've built so far. So obviously the dome and the eyestalk we're going to need, because we're going to be attaching more stuff to the dome and attaching the eyestalk as well to the dome. We're also going to need the battery box and the tester board, because we have one of his eye socks there, or ears. I don't know what they are. I don't know what they are. They are ears or socket. Let us know in the comments below what they are. The little bits on the end, on the top of the dome. Ears, I think they are, because he's got his eye socket at the front. So these have got to be sort of like communication beacons or ears or something. Does it actually say in the magazine? I want to make sure. Hang on a sec. Energy disruptor. Okay, so we're going to be building the energy disruptor. Putting some more plates on and the eyestalk as well on him. So we're going to need all the stuff that we've done previously. So let's take a look through the magazine first and then we'll come on the build. Okay, so this is the box that we got. Just there, it feels very, very full. It feels kind of heavy as well. I think they've crammed quite a bit into this little tiny box. But as always, we'll go through the magazine so you know what you're getting. Remember to click and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up as well. That would be brilliant. Once again, we're getting these awesome posters right at the front here. Some of these are worth cutting out really and postering up because they're really nice. I love that one. Obviously a list of what's in the magazine. So we've got the Dalek models. So these are obviously, there's been so many variations of the Dalek over the years. They're all slightly different. As you can see just here, Ironside one, that might be a good one to try and mod into. And then we've got the older versions here. We've got the Dalek Emperor there. Supreme Dalek in the middle there. So that goes through that section there. Adventures in Time and Space. So this one is the Asylum of the Daleks. So this is season 7, episode 1. So season 7 from sort of like a newer Doctor Who. Matt Smith's Doctor. This is from. And this is where we see Clara inside the Dalek. Spoiler alert. Just here. Obviously behind the scenes stuff as well, once again just like before. So these episode things are a complete breakdown and right of the whole episode, literally the whole episode. Obviously we're there with Amy and Rory, but it's the first time we see Clara. She plays a role later on, but she's obviously in the Dalek there. Then we come on to the anatomy of the Dalek. So this bit obviously always goes through every little bit of the Dalek, and today it is the eyestalk. So how the eyestalk evolves, how it operates and everything else, which is cool. Obviously there was a time when it was actual eyeball on the eyestalk in one of the Daleks, and then that is what we're doing today. So we're going to be doing quite a bit actually today, and that's what's coming in issue 5, and we'll have a look at that in just a moment. So let's open this up and take a look. Okay, so we will need, hang on a second, let me put that back. So we will need all of this at the moment. Now with the battery box, remember this here, I'm gonna pull that aside a minute and just show you on a bigger camera. Zoom up a little bit. Okay, so this board is just a test board. We will not be using this in the final build. This is literally just to make sure that the electrics work. And as you can see, mine still does. So that's brilliant. So let's cycle through them. Turn it off. Okay. Now you will need at some point to pull these wires in and out. And it's just a little wiggle and they pull straight out. Be very, very careful when you do it. make sure you grab it from the white plastic end and not the cable end. So you grab it either side of the white plastic section and you just pull, and that is it. You'll do less damage. If you pull in on the wires, you're gonna damage it. So you just need to hold the two. When it plugged in, you just pull it out the same way. Okay, so that we'll be using to do the thing. We need this attached because obviously we're going to be putting it through onto our dome. So let's move everything out the way a minute. And that, because the first thing we're going to do, now we've got our screwdriver. I'll just screw along there. And these are all the bits. So they're all in these little bags, which is brilliant. So we have the cog section, which is what our eyestalk will go on to. We have our eyestalk. I keep doing that. Energy disruptor. There you go. I'm gonna have to stop saying that. So we got those two sections, and we also get a lovely little Allen key as well. Another tool. We also get obviously all the screws and everything. They're in the browner bags. This is the front panel. Oh. Wow, that is a nice bit of die cast. So that's that bit. That looks really nice. Okay, so we got one. Some of these bags are unlabeled. Then we'll have other bits in, so we're just going to pull them out as well. So what have we got in here? We have our light, and it's got a little bulb in, which you can't screw out. So it's an LED one. You know the little tiny bulbs you used to get that you can screw in and out? I thought it might have been that. It looks very similar. Anyway, we've also got this one here. Which is, whoa, a little dome, which I do believe goes over that. And we have, so we got, let's just move everything out of here. So we've got some BP, AP, and AM screws. I'm just gonna pull that up here a second. We've also got these little bits here, so so those screws there are the Allen key screws, so we're going to stick that over there. And then here we should have our identification plaque, which is what we're going to stick in first. It is. There it is there. Okay, so we're going to just, for the minute, we'll put everything aside a second. We're going to grab our identification plaque, which is here. It's just a push fit, so we just need to make sure we get it right. So if you're looking at it this side, so this is my left, but it'd be your right. It starts with the square there, and we just push it in, just like that. We will need some AM screws because we're going to attach this bit now to the dome. So here is the dome. I'm going to, just like that. This is going to fit. Okay, so basically this is, you can see where the holes are. It's also got these latches just here. You can sort of see them, so they go in, so it goes in sort of like that. So it goes in like this, so it sort of swings in. So that goes on like that. And then what we're going to do is we are going to use AM screws. So we've got one there, one there, one there, and one up there. One there, one there, one there, and one there. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Okay, so we've done that. So just there, there, and there. And that's what it looks like at the end. And there is now quite a bit of weight to the front of this now, which is really nice to see. The colouring's fine. It looks actually really good. I don't have any criticisms about it. It looks really good, actually. Very, very happy with that. Okay, so we're going to move away now from that. So we'll put that down there for a second. And we're going to do our energy disruptor here. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put this on here. Now, it did come already, but I'm just trying to see now where we go with this. So there is two little pegs, 1, 2, and there's the screw marks just there. And we're going to put this over like so. So it just fits perfect into there like that. And leave that like that a minute. We're going to bring over our light and our little dome. Now the little dome is a push fit, so we should just be able to push it on. So there we go. Just clicks on. So that's like that. Then what we're going to do is we're going to put this on. So this here, so you've got the two smaller holes at either end here. They are going to go onto the plastic rods there. So it's going to sit at an angle, making sure that the wire is not kept. So it's going to sit just like that. Then we are going to screw in AP screws. So we're going to just get some AP screws from here. One in here. Remember, with the screws, you always get a spare. And with anything like this, you don't want to over screw. Okay, so we're going to screw in both sides there. Just like that. Leaving the two grey ones like that. So you've got the two plastic pegs and the screw holes here, the ones we're going to do. They're the ones that are covered. And it leaves just these ones here. Put the spares back in, just in case we need some of them later. Okay, next thing we're going to do is, I believe, we test the light. So what we need to do, grab our circuit board. And as you can see, there are two different sizes on here. So you've got a slightly sort of bigger one and this block one. So this block one will go in here, like so. So we're just gonna, there we go. So it will beacon on like this. You can see that to indicate that it's working. So let me turn it off. These lights here, and you can see that like that. So that indicates that it's working. The button doesn't do anything, so you just need to turn this on to see it blinking on and off. Okay, and that is indication that it's working, like so. It looks really cool. And the effect is actually really good, I've got to say. There you go. Okay, so we're going to turn that off. Turn these lights back on. Okay, next what we need to do is we need to take it out. Once again, remember to pull it from the plastic end, not the wire end, and it should just come straight off. We need to put that aside now. We need to bring over our dome, like here, and we are attaching this on the left hand side. So on the dome here, you will notice at either side here, so there is an L on this side, just there, and there is an R on that side, just there. This one is the left light. So we're going to pass the cable through this hole. So like this. Just like that. Okay. And what you'll see here is the two little holes, which are just... let me see if I can zoom up. Okay, so I've zoomed up. And we've got the 4 holes here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that. Okay. The 2 plastic peg holes here. So on the back of this, you have, or on the bottom I should say, you have the 2 plastic tabs and then these 2 holes here. Now these 2 ones that we're screwing into are going to be at the top and the bottom. And then these 2 pegs should fit in the 2 side ones. So we just got to pass the wire through, just like that. And we're just going to manoeuvre this so it sits. Because what you'll also notice is that one side is slightly bigger than the other. And that is to perfectly angle it on here. So it does only sit sort of one way. So the bigger end, as it slopes, goes towards the top and the smaller end goes towards the bottom. Okay, so we've done that. We then have to grab 2 of these, which are part of our Allen key set. And we're going to use the bottom section, so that's just like that. And what we're going to do is we're going to screw one into this hole here. There we go. Making sure it's nice and tight. Want to make sure that it's tight in, and then what we're going to do is the bottom one. Oh, I'm just going to move this around. And then the bottom one, just like that. Do it the same way. Okay, so gone ahead and done that, as you can see. So I've done that, done that. Just take your time with it. You do get there in the end. You will need to put that aside because obviously you'll need it as we progress through the build. Okay, so that is what it looks like so far. Now, if you're wondering as well, it says in the magazine, if you're wondering about the brightness of this, and you might think, well, it's not as bright, it will be bright when the build is complete. Remember, we are using a test board, and the batteries for this won't be the ones that we use for the main build. These are literally just to test the electrics. What we do find with a lot of these test boards and with the power unit is there's not enough power to operate a lot of the electrics like they should, and it is literally just a test. So do not be alarmed is my answer to that. Okay, so that is looking really, really good. Absolutely loving that. Okay, secondly, what we're going to do, we're going to do our eyestalk. So we're going to pass the wire through the hole. And we're going to just basically turn it over, making sure that the wire isn't caught, just like mine is. There we go. So it's going to sit just like that. We're going to grab this little plastic section here, and that section is going to just fit on. We've got to pass it through all of this, like so. So that's going to sit over that section just there. Then we're going to grab our big cog section. So this is going to sit that way onto our build. Now I'm going to see if I can zoom up a little bit here to show you. So I'm going to twist this like this, okay? So this is going to sit basically on like that. This bit here we're going to sit just like that. Okay, we're going to use AP screws, so we'll have 2 of these AP screws left. We've got 3 actually, because remember you get a spare. And we're going to attach this black section to the cog section. So I'm just going to screw that down like that. Oh, either side. Okay, so that's like that. We're then going to grab this section. We're going to need some, the only screws that we haven't used so far, and that's BP screws. So let me just open that. We're going to need 4 of them. Once again, we get 5 because we get a spare. Okay, so now we've got this. We're going to pass the wire through this little gap that's just here. There's a little gap just here. And pass the wire through like that. We're going to put this over the top, so it's like that. And we're going to use our BP screws to secure this together. So, there's one. Just going to go ahead and do that. Okay, so we've gone ahead and secured that in. Next, what we're going to do is just flip it like this, pull it through, and that is going to sit like that. That's obviously at a later stage we will be putting a piece over this to secure this down, but at the moment it's literally just resting there. We're going to need some. We're also going to need some masking tape or some tape, some electrical tape or anything like that. So I've got some masking tape here. We're just going to secure this light down, just so it doesn't get snagged or anything like that. So we're going to put a bit of tape just there, and a bit of tape on the end section here. This is so it just doesn't get snagged in any way as we're building. So I'm just going to do that. I'm also going to just put some on this one as well. Once again, just to secure it down, so it doesn't get sort of snagged or anything. So we're just gonna put it there like that, just to keep it sort of in place. It does tell you to do it on this wire in the book, but not on that one. But I've done that anyway. And now that is what we have left at this stage, and it's looking really good, I've got to say. Obviously that will, so at this point we can actually see how far it's going to sort of pivot up and down, which is good. And I've locked it in place. Yeah, very, very happy with that. And it's looking absolutely brilliant. So let's take a look at what comes in issue 5. Okay, so today marks the end of the big bits, is what I would say. Normally the first 4 issues of any build, you get quite a lot. And then it sort of tapers off and goes to like our normal levels of partwork builds that we normally get. Issue 5 is no different. So here we are in issue 5. So in the next couple of issues we're going to build, now we just built the lights, the energy disruptor. I've got to remember that. Energy disruptor, we just built in 1 issue. The next one we build for the right side, we build over 3 issues. So we get the first parts of that. So it looks like we'll be able to test it as well actually at that point. And we also get this panel here. So that panel fits on here, on this side here. So that panel that we're going to get next time is a panel that actually sits on this section just here. And And then obviously we'll get more panels as we go along, because I think the next sort of 6 or 7 issues we're just going to be building the top of the dome, which is really brilliant, really. Also in the magazine it says the Daleks fight among themselves for supremacy in that one. And Adventures in Time and Space, it's back to the 60s in remembrance of the Daleks, so we're going to have a look through that as well. But yes, now I did mention on my last build video for the Dalek that I was going to buy an extra issue 3 so I can test some painting techniques to see about weathering it or even painting the panels on our Dalek, which is just here. I'm going to show you in just a second what that is. But I do have an extra issue 3 here that I bought, and that will be coming on the channel at some point in the future, probably at some point very soon. So make sure you click to subscribe to get a notification of when that's coming through. If you like it here, make sure you click give us a thumbs up. From next week I'm going to be doing some shout outs, so the comments that you leave in the comment section I'll read out on the next video. So if anything you want to ask me or anything you want to know, or just a shout out really, let us know in the comments and I'll read them out in the next video for the Dalek. But that is where we're at, and I'll tell you what, it's looking, hang on, oh yeah, brilliant. Yeah, so you can sort of see now that this thing is going to be, do you know what, I know it's half scale, but you sort of don't realise how big this is going to be at half scale until you've got it in your hand. That's for sure. This thing is going to be epically big. Let's put it that way. It looks so cool, doesn't it? It looks really cool. Yes, energy disruptors, or disruptor, ears, not eyes. I keep referring them to eyes. I don't know why. But in the magazine it does say energy disruptor, so that's what they are. I always thought that they were eyes, you know. I always thought that those two were eyes and this was an eye as well. Or is it part of its voice? It's obviously part of a voice thing, but yeah, really cool. Anyway, look, thank you for watching. Make sure you click like, subscribe. We will see you at our next video, but until then, take it easy and we'll see you later. See you later.
Tune into the channel, Nexus is the name. All the hottest content, you'll never be the same. Laughs and thrills, excitement, music.